Hi. Over the past couple of years, I've put out quite a number of videos, probably about 200 in all, videos on retirement. And in this one, I've spoken about this one before, but I came across a site on YouTube called the Seniors Hub, where various exercises are being described so that you can remain fit and healthy and particularly strong into old age. Now, as I've said in many videos now, I've been retired for 30 years. In April, which isn't that far away now, in about 6 months' time, I will be turning 90. Now, I've kept pretty fit and well most of my life, mainly because I wouldn't say I'm a gym junkie, but I've been going pretty well regularly to the gym now since I was 20 years of age, sometimes twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. I might have missed a year or 6 months here and there, but by and large I've been training physically most of my life. Since my mid-30s I've been practicing yoga stretches, not madly, but maybe a couple of times a week, maybe only once a week. And of course I've been into meditation. I took that up at the age of 50. So you can see these are the things that have kept me, I guess you could say, alert and reasonably healthy. The gym, yoga stretches, the meditation. And of course the main thing, having a purpose, having some sort of deep desire to help other people. That's mine anyway. But in this video I'd like to talk about something which I came across today, and that is the sense of balance. Now, I never realised that my sense of balance was sort of not as good as it used to be, until I realised I was always getting bruises on the elbows and things like that, bumping into things, and the sense of how maybe it's our peripheral vision starts to go a bit, but we do tend to wobble a bit when we get older. And if we ignore it, our legs will get weak, and before you know it, we're using a walking stick for balance, and after that it becomes a walker, and maybe even a wheelchair. All because of our sense of balance and our strength in our legs. Now, God, or nature, gave us these huge limbs which stick out from the lower part of our body, which are much bigger and stronger than our arms, and they're put there for a reason, to keep us mobile into old age. Now, in our civilized society, we spend an awful lot of time sitting down in chairs. A lot of time. This wouldn't have been the case back in the old cavemen days. We'd have either been crouched down on our haunches, maybe sitting down on a rock if we're lucky, but we'd be spending a lot of time walking and walking around. Not so today. So after many, many years, as we get older, our legs get weaker and our sense of balance deteriorates. Now, in this video I was watching on Seniors Hub, it's very important to keep the sense of balance. One of the ways to do that is to make sure that the muscles in your feet and your calves remain flexible and strong. So this is what we need to concentrate on if we are to retain our balance. And if we don't retain our balance, that's when we really begin to realise that, wow, I'm getting old. That hasn't really affected me yet. I can still walk a great distance, When I say a great distance, I can easily walk half an hour and do some shopping and walk half an hour back, no trouble. But it's the balance part that's important. If you take a fall when you're old, and I've fallen over twice, I think, in the last, say, 8 years or so. Once I tripped over and landed on the roadway, and it really hurt. It surprised me. It was just the camphor of the road. I hadn't worked it out. The other time I misjudged on a step, and down I went. And when you fall and you're old, it hurts. It hurts. And the bruises can take a long, long while to get better. So best not to fall. Best to keep your sense of balance. If you want to retain your health, your vitality, your reason for living, the zest, the joy of living really, not being an invalid, concentrate on your balance and the strength in your legs. Do the exercises. It really is worth it. As I said, I'm coming up to 90 next year. I hope to be still mobile. I hope to be able to still strut out on stage and talk to people, tell stories and so forth, because that's one of the joys of my life, is talking to audiences. And I hope that my talk here on this YouTube video is helpful to you in some way. Look after your health, look after your strength, look after your balance. Not just physical balance, but your whole balance for being on planet Earth.